Good evening. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BNR. It's me, Gene, on the Daily Transfer Show. Well, where do we begin? Yesterday evening, it's been a mad 14 to 16 hours. A lot has happened. We saw the news. We saw Isak's statement. We then saw the news of Newcastle's actual reply to the statement. So where were we sat right now? Alexander Isak still wants to leave Newcastle Football Club. Alexander Isak has let the world know that he does not want to return back to Newcastle and he wants to move. Newcastle then came back with a statement saying, and to be fair, that statement, I was expecting a not for sale statement like Liverpool did with Felipe Coutinho all them years ago. But that statement was vague. That statement, to me, felt as though Liverpool still had a major chance in getting their number 9. And look, before we, go into it, look at ways as to, why the Isak story isn't exactly over. I'm confident, and I'm confident that Liverpool will get this deal over the line. I'm confident Newcastle will bring in the reinforcements. There's just way too much noise right now for Alexander Isak to stay at Newcastle. First and foremost, guys, there's already 160 of you in here. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. We are on our way to 20k. So subscribe, shows your support, and let's try and get to this 20k as soon as possible. But look, guys, I want to start the day with what Henry Winter said, because I thought that was sorry guys, the phone's going off. I'm gonna have to let that phone go. No, it's not any agent or anything like that. But I want to start the show regarding what Henry Winter said, and I'm going to bring up his tweet because I found that a bit baffling. I actually respect Henry Winter, his views, and generally I think he's a good journalist. But today, when I actually read what he said, I was quite baffled, especially with somebody like Henry Winter coming up with stuff like this. His tweet was, on the civil war at Newcastle, maybe if Liverpool had acted earlier and offered a proper fee for Alexander Isak, a world-class centre-forward with 3 years left on his contract, Newcastle would have had time and funds to bring in a suitable replacement. 110 million was disrespectful to Newcastle and Isak, and who are Newcastle going to get at this stage of the window with suitable targets moved elsewhere? Question mark. Johan Wissa is not like for like. Newcastle need 2 anyway with Callum Wilson gone. It's very easy to see why Newcastle and their proud, tough owners who don't like losing or losing face are playing hardball and determined to keep Isak. The saga continues. Look, I read that message and I thought, you know what, mate? You don't know what you're talking about. Because first and foremost, it wasn't just about this Alexander Isak deal. Newcastle, at the start of the window, went in for João Pedro, and they got stung by Chelsea, didn't get him in. That's not on Liverpool. That's not on Isak. Just because you have them not signing any centre forward isn't down on Liverpool or Alexander Isak. That's on you guys. That's on the size of your football club. Your football club isn't as big. Chelsea's a bigger football club. Came in, gazumped you, and the player wanted to move there. So that's got nothing to do with us. You missing out on several number 9s and several forwards has nothing to do with us. You lost out to Mbemo at the start of the window because he rejected you because he wanted the Man United. Then, as the window went on, with Ekitike, Liverpool have been after Ekitike since February, March. They've been in talks. We beat you to the signing of Ekitike. You've been stung left, right, and centre because of your incompetence of getting deals over the line. It's your incompetence that you don't have a sporting director at that football club. So don't be blaming Liverpool and Alexander Isak for trying to lowball you in regards to a £110 million bid, which is close to the British transfer record. So sorry, Mr. Winter, you're chatting a load of yarbles, mate, because saying £110 million is disrespectful as a first bid when you're literally close of breaking the British transfer market. What was he expecting? Liverpool to go in with £150 million bid and saying, oh, here's 150, mate. Oh, let's start the negotiations at 150. Doesn't work like that. It's a football club. Every football club will go in, make a bid and work forward, work towards that sort of figure of they'll have a figure, we'll have a figure. and we'll try and meet each other down the middle. And for him to come out and say that 110 is disrespectful is baloney's, and blame the Newcastle incompetence of trying to get for their failure of bringing forwards over the line. So I'm not. I just had to bring that up today, guys, because I read that. I respect Winter as well. He's a journalist that I actually respect. I think he's a really good journalist. And I just read that. I thought this is out of character, and it was really, really one-sided. And trying to, point the finger at Liverpool doesn't work like that, mate. Liverpool have done, we went in a bid with 110. We were told no. Okay, we took a step back. We know Newcastle wants us. If Newcastle are willing to sell their player, they've got their own issues with the player. You deal with it. You made promises to the player that you haven't kept. Well, going by what the player said with his with the news that he wants to leave. He was promised this, he didn't get it, and now we're sat here. He's sat here with 12 days of the window to go, and they haven't been their star man. They haven't been able to bring in any forwards, and their star man sat there thinking, what the hell's going on? So if I'm honest with you guys, I'm really, really I read that and I thought, you know what? I have to bring this up because we've not disrespected anyone. Liverpool have gone about this the right way. We've made a bid, which was close to the British transfer record. If they want 150, we will meet towards the 130 if the player is available for sale, and we'll get the sale will get completed. But to start putting the blame on Liverpool, mate, I'm sorry, it don't work like that. Just because now you're asking for 150, why don't you go and pay the £60 million asking price for Johan Wissa then? Why are you not doing it? Go and pay that fee, and then you'll get the fee that you want. So look, I had to bring that up. I wasn't too thingy on it, so I had to address that in regards to Alexander Isak and Henry Winter's tweet. Asim goes, get us up to 16 for doing the stream, guys. I think we're close to 16.4. Guys, those of you who haven't subscribed to the channel, smash that subscribe button, like the stream as well. We are on our way, as I said, to 20k. So yeah, do help us out. The channel isn't anything without you guys. So we look forward to giving you as much content as possible, and I promise you the studio is not far away. We are nearly there. I know we've been saying it for a few weeks, but we definitely are nearly there. But in regards to Alexander Isak, look, there was murmurings yesterday about this clause, about this article. I think it was Article 17, regarding what Isak can buy himself out of his contract and all that type of stuff. I had a slight little look at it. I'm not gonna. Oh, sorry. People are going on about this Keith Dowie tweet, guys. If this is it, I'll put it up because I'll speak about that next. If this is it, then tell me now this is it. Okay, if Newcastle were able to land Wissa in the next few days, I am expecting a bid in a couple of days, and Liverpool come to the table offering 130, then Newcastle have a decision. They have a decision. People that on the chat yesterday, on our show last night, there were so many of us saying that, you know what, no, the deal's off. As soon as that statement came from Newcastle, it slightly changed. We got hope again. I'm still confident that this deal gets done. And I've always maintained that when Newcastle bring in a forward, you will see movement. They bring in one that will leave them with 6 forwards, and then Liverpool will make their move. The relationship between Alexander Isak and Newcastle seems to be completely broken. They can come out in public and say, oh, the teammates welcoming back and all that palaver. But now, mate, you've literally said in your statement that Isak lied. Practically said Isak lied. And, there was no agreement in place. That's a load of tosh. Alexander Isak was promised a new contract, and then that guy Mitchell came in and said, no, we're not going to offer him a contract because he's got 4 years left. He was promised a contract from the previous guys. That didn't happen, and he was peed off about it. Secondly, he'd given Newcastle ample time. He'd already, from his actual statement, to go and bring in, that he wanted to leave the football club. If that's the case, you've had ample time to go and sort it out. There's promises that were made that you didn't fulfill. And the only way then is for the player. He still played. He was unbelievable for you last season. Delivered your first trophy in 70 years. And he's going to get you a British record transfer fee for this player. And yet still, you have the audacity to have a go and and have a go at the player when he was promised all sorts, which you didn't deliver, and now you're sat here. Look, Liverpool will make their move. The minute Newcastle sign a forward, whether it's Wissa, whether it's any others that he's linked to, Liverpool are going to make play for Alexander Isak in over the next 12 days. Strap yourselves in, because this saga has it's been going on for a while now. I know quite a lot of us are getting sick of it, because it has dragged, but no deal was going to be easy, simply because, number one, the fee is massive. It's a British transfer record. Secondly, he has 3 years left on his contract, and to praise somebody away that's got 3 years left on his contract isn't exactly easy. Going back to what I was speaking about in regards to the article, I think it's called the Article 17. I had a brief look at it today, and I wanted to understand, what this buyout clause is for people who have been at the football club for 3 years. And in regards to Alexander Isak, he can buy himself out. It's not as plain sailing as just, you buy a contract out for £20 million and you go and buy the player. It doesn't work like that. Alexander Isak, if a player's under the age of 28 and he's been at that football club for 3 years, he can buy himself out of his contract. That's what I read regarding FIFA's Article 17. And then I'm not saying that Liverpool are going to activate this Article 17 and make it work, but what I can see is after the 26th, with the way it's getting on, it's getting messy. And because it's getting messy, we don't know anything can happen, and Liverpool will have that 26th of August in the back of their heads, meaning not that, we're going to activate this Article 6 and tell him to leave on a free, all that. I think it's just going to be a tool which Liverpool will use, trying to praise Alexander Isak away and putting the pressure on. Because we've never seen a deal like this sort of take place where, a player under the age of 28 as, a big high profile player, because I think the clubs are worried that, it can go to a tribunal and, all that type of stuff. FIFA have to get involved. They have to set a compensation fee regarding that player as well. And it gets really messy. Newcastle probably don't want that either, because then they don't have the player. They don't have, the players. It's all messy. Liverpool don't get the player. They don't get the player. We probably build slightly, then be able to get him in. But Liverpool don't want to be involved in a tribunal or anything like that. So I'm still, I think Liverpool will use that in a sense where, look, Newcastle, there's a dirty route which you don't want to take. We don't want to take. Nobody wants to take. Isak doesn't really want. Nobody wants to take, but it's there, right? On the 26th, come Tuesday, that Isak 3 years are up. I think Liverpool will use that 26th of August as a tool for trying to bring Alexander Isak in. Whether that happens, we will have to wait and see. Adam goes, it's over, Chin, let it go, mate. Mate, I ain't letting it go. We ain't letting it go until the 1st of September, because I'm still confident. I don't know if you're a Newcastle fan or a Liverpool fan, but I ain't not letting it go, because I genuinely still believe that he will be a Liverpool player come the 1st of September. So I'm confident, and Liverpool should be as well. That statement that Newcastle put out, honestly, guys, I was expecting, the way Liverpool put out their statement for Coutinho. He is not for sale. That is what the sort of statement I thought that's what's going to come out. When I read that statement, mate, I thought, nah, man, that's not as strong as what I thought it's going to be. That's nowhere near as strong as what I thought Newcastle were going to come out with. Just because they're saying, oh, we tried to facilitate it. It didn't happen. In terms of the actual deal itself, Liverpool's fee wasn't high enough. I think if Liverpool do put in a bid, we're not going to be disrespectful like some say, and go in with around 130 plus. I think the deal gets done, and I'm confident that Liverpool will make play for him. We're not going to let somebody like Alexander Isak, who's could have gone anywhere, could have rejected 500-600 grand a week at Saudi, and then all of a sudden say, oh, we're not interested in that player. I don't believe that. I think Liverpool are all in. Liverpool deep down know what sort of fee they are going to pay for him, and the money is there for Liverpool to make that signing. And yeah, look, people are still going on about the disrespectful 110. George goes, nah, mate, it wasn't disrespectful at all. But question to you guys, I don't know if any of you guys were on the show last night. Obviously, with how things are playing out, how many of you are still confident Alexander Isak will be a Liverpool player come the 1st of September in the next 10 to 12 days? It's a yes or no. Some of you have already probably answered last night, but I think because it's a during the day show, some of you might have not watched the show yesterday. So I just want a yes or no answer. Will he be a Liverpool player come the 1st of September? I shouldn't have asked for the percentage, really. Yeah, Paul, you know what? Because I'm on the show, I can't bloody do a poll. That's the issue. 70% yes, a couple of no's, 60-40, big yes, 60-40 from Razif, 65% low. Messi says no, unfortunately. 70%, Dave, 70% yes. No, but I hope we will from JJ. If Asim says yes, I say yes. Asim's always been a yes. So he's always been a yes from day one. So yeah, if we're going with him, it's a yes. Aaron, you've bloody gone up 10% within 1 minute, man. What's wrong with you? You've gone up from 10% to 20% in the last 5 minutes. Stay on the show, and by the end of it, I'm sure you'll be at 100%, lad. So quite a few yeses. Still, look, we have to be confident because of the way the player's gone about how he's conducted himself over this window. And he wants out of this football club. Make no mistake. There was also news came out that there's a divide even amongst the Liverpool from the Newcastle players. Some players are happy for him to come back. Some players are not happy for him to come back. And I get that. I get it. And if there's the divide, he doesn't want to play. He's left his house. All of this put together, you're asking the question, aren't you? Is it really gonna be a go back to Newcastle when there's 120 or 130 million pounds sat there? Very, very difficult, man. Very difficult for any club to say no, regardless of you having Saudi owners or your ego or anything like that. I think this deal will get done. And I think you probably hear news over the next few days. But I think the key is Newcastle getting whistled over the line. It's funny, isn't it? Because they're doing exactly to us what Brentford are doing to them. So they can do that, but it's okay. But they give us a load of crap for Isak. Yeah, they're doing exactly the same. Do I believe Alexander Isak is worth 150 million? No. Do I believe Whistle is worth 60 million? No. The fees 120. We all know Liverpool are willing to go 120, 130. Brentford will probably, if they were fair, they should be selling that him around 45 million, which is fair. But because you're asking for 150 million pounds from Liverpool, Newcastle are going to have their pants down from Brentford because they know you're going to receive that type of money. So they're going to absolutely annihilate you in terms of the price. So this is how the cookie crumbles. You try to play the game yourself, but you're going to have the game played on you because whoever you go for, there is going to be a premium, especially with only 12 days left of the window to go. So guys, nearly 400 of you in here. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Let me see what sort of likes we're on right now. Come on, guys. Shows your support. It does. Honestly, you'll be surprised how much it actually helps with the actual algorithms for YouTube. It's 123. Let's get it up to 150 if we can, guys. It really, really helps us with the algorithms. We start coming up on a lot more feeds and stuff like that. So we want the algorithms to kick in a lot more. So we're in people's faces a lot more. So big up to everybody who smashed that like button. I think in regards to Alexander Isak, people are mentioning what if Alexander Isak doesn't happen? What next? What do Liverpool turn to? Who do Liverpool turn to? And look, if I had to choose a player, then I would go Rodrigo. Rodrigo didn't start yesterday for Real Madrid in their first league game. The writing seems to be on the wall for him. Only issue with Rodrigo is our wages are huge. Rodrigo is definitely gonna have to get some sort of pay cut or get if he was to move to the Premier League. And that's a move that he wants. He's going to be joining a club like Liverpool, one of the biggest clubs in the world. You've got a position there which I think could be his for a long time. His versatility could see him play in the 9, play in the false 9, play on the right, play on the left. Salah will go on AFCON. So he's the perfect versatile forward if Liverpool were after him. He doesn't seem like he's got a place at Real Madrid right now. And his fee, we're probably talking around the £80 million mark, which makes sense. I think he is definitely worth that. Still only 24 years old, and he's available now. If Liverpool don't get Isak and we get Rodrigo, does that mean we will not go in for Alexander Isak come January or next summer? That's another question. Will Liverpool pay 80 million, give Rodrigo the wages he wants, and then still make a move for Alexander Isak in a year's time? I know other people believe that, if it's not now, it's January, it's the next summer. I don't, guys. I believe it's now or never for Alexander Isak at Liverpool. We're not gonna. I think if we don't get him, we only have 3 recognized forwards. Of course, 4 with Federico Chiesa, and obviously 5 if you bring in Rio. But that's still not enough to go and win you. I don't think it's enough for us to challenge on every single front. We need to bring in certified ballers. We need to bring in experienced players who have been there, done it, and have got of elite quality. And elite quality is Rodrigo. There's calls for Badri Barcola, but I just don't think Barcola will leave PSG this summer. I think they want to have another crack with the 4 forwards that they've got. Another crack at Champions League and try and go back to back. Next summer, I think Barcola might leave, but Rodrigo is available at the right fee. And guys, I just want to say to Sean Casey, he goes, "Where's your banana?" He's not being racist, guys. I've seen a few messages. He's not being racist, Ethan. He saw me have my banana yesterday. That's why he's saying. I know Sean is a regular of the channel. He's not racist. He's just saying, "Where's your banana today?" Because I have a banana yesterday, so it's nothing like that. But Bradley Barcola, I like the player. I think any of us would take Bradley Barcola right now if we had him, if we could bring him through the door. Bradley Barcola or a Rodrigo, it makes sense. And they're the two players that I would want. Anybody else, I think, is a downgrade, and I think it's not enough. I genuinely believe any other player is not enough. Fafana is not enough. Any other winger that we're linked to, I just don't think that who's available that we can probably get. I don't think it's enough. I think we need to go for these 2 are the only 2 players that we could go in the market for. Yes, Julian Alvarez, Dave goes, Keenan Yildiz. Julian Alvarez is one that I would love to get. I just simply can't see them selling him this summer. It just doesn't. He's only been there a year. Very, very difficult to praise him away from Atletico Madrid. Keenan Yildiz, really like the player. I just don't think Juve will sell him this summer. He's seen as one of their focal players. Very difficult to get him out right now. Rafael Leao, he's a player that I've liked for a long time, and do I want him? 100%. He's another player that I like. Is he elite? Is Leao elite? Let's ask the chat. Is Leao elite? For me, he's very close to being elite. That's my take on him. Very close to being elite. Can be 100%. Does he have the ceiling? There's no doubt about his ceiling. I think he's unbelievable. I think elite. I think Kvaratskhelia is elite. I think Rodrigo is an elite. Even Barcola, if I look, think, is he elite? Again, he's probably close to elite. Him and both players, Leao and Thingy, are very close to elite, but I think Rodrigo is elite. We'd push him to elite. Agree. I think Liverpool would get him to go to another level. I've always maintained and said that if Leao was at Liverpool, he would smash. People have had an issue with his work rate. I think coming to Liverpool, we saw out his work rate. He would work his socks off playing for Liverpool. Some players need a move. They come to a certain football club and then they kick on. I didn't think Cody Gakpo had the work rate, if I'm honest with you, 2 years ago. I thought he couldn't get back in time. Look what's happened to him over the last 2 years. You've seen a lot more work rate for him. He's been able to drop back, help out defensively. And when you come to a club like Liverpool and you see players like Salah demand work rate, McAllister demand work rate, all these players demand work rate, who are at the peak and at the height of of world football, these players don't have a choice then. They work their socks off. And I think Liao is one of them. This is wow, interesting. Liao, he has Liao over Rodrigo. He has much more of an X factor. Probably has more of an X factor, but I think Rodrigo's more of a winner. And we need winners in this team. Rodrigo can play across the front three. Rodrigo hasn't played in his favoured position either over the last few years. I would love to see him play from the left where he's absolutely annihilated it. I think last season played, I think he's got 12 GAs in 12 appearances playing from the left-hand side. That tells you he has numbers to go with it when he's played in his favoured position. Liao's always played in his favoured position. His numbers are still decent for the Serie A. But Rodrigo's done it at a higher level, proven it in the Champions League, proven it in the biggest of games, and done it at a bigger club where there's a lot more pressure. And I think he's definitely got the work rate. Look, Anthony Gordon, everybody knows my thoughts. I was a big, massive fan of Anthony Gordon. But he's not. I can't see him moving this summer. Even just going by his interview the other day, nah, man, he's not moving out of Newcastle this summer. And I think he knows he's not moving. Excuse me, guys. I should have got myself a glass of water before I did this show. I speak so fast. These things happen. But guys, still for nearly 400 of you in here, smash that like button. Smash that like button. And I think, look, 12 days to go for this transfer window. I'll go, let's unsettle him. 12 days to go to this transfer window. Still a lot of business for Liverpool to carry out. We still need to complete the deal of Mark Gay. We still need to bring in at least one forward, if not two. And there's still question marks over certain players at Liverpool Football Club where we will see him, certain players where they will need to leave the football club. And one of them is Harvey Elliott. It's gone slightly quiet on Harvey Elliott. I don't know where we sit with him. I know there was murmurings about him looking to join RB Leipzig, but it seems like that deal hasn't really materialized as of yet. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, that material. I was thought we got some news, but not as yet. That deal hasn't materialized yet. I'm waiting for some sort of news to come out regards to that. And here was somebody here in news. Damien Ward goes rumors of Wissa to Arsenal. Please don't do it. Let go ahead. Look, very difficult, man. I know there was some news regarding Kai Havertz being injured. I don't know, he's put on a lot of muscle and he's picked up an injury. I don't know how long he's out regarding that injury. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But look, Newcastle's openly said they want Wissa. Wissa will go to Newcastle, even if Arsenal are interested. Wissa doesn't want to really play second fiddle to Kai Havertz. And are Arsenal actually going to pay the asking price for Wissa, £50 million? I can't see Arsenal paying that type of money for him. The 29-year-old, 1 year left on his contract, simply can't see that happening. I think he will, if he moves, I think he will move to Newcastle before this before this window closes. So they're not going to pay that fee. Wissa wants Newcastle want Wissa, and I think that deal gets done. Murmurings about him going to Arsenal, for me, that deal doesn't happen. So guys, massive days ahead. Big 12 days. How many players do you see Liverpool bringing in over the next few days? Question to you all. Over the next 2 weeks, well, less than 2 weeks now, how many players do we think Liverpool bring in before then? Is it an Isak and Gay? Is it Isak, Gay, and one more? Is it Gay and two more? Wow, I think, look, Lee Breslin's got 0. You're in cloud cuckoo, mate. I think a lot of people are saying 2. Heart says 3. Brain says 2. Snain, I think I'm with you, man. I think I'm definitely with you. My heart says 3. Brain saying 2. Aaron goes Gay Rodrigo. So he's thinking, obviously, 20%. Aaron says that's not going to happen. Yeah. A lot of 2s, a few 3s. Damien Ward, let's go. Gene, if I offered you right now, no Isak, but we get Fofana and Gay and pre-agreement for Isak and Jan. Would you take it? Yes, I take it. Why I would take it is because it has to be the 1st of Jan. Number one, why I take that deal. Number one, we bring in a winger for the Fofana and we bring Gay in. Them two are done. And then if we have to wait for Alexander Isak, he's not much fit. He probably won't play many games in September. I know there's the international break as well. October, November, December. Would you wait? Yes. Question two. You know what? I like this question. Question to everybody else. Would any of all of you guys wait? You'd be silly not to take that guaranteed Isak, this guaranteed Isak, then bite your hand off. Yeah, I think everybody's with we do need a backup, but I think we can survive for 3 months. We have Fedi Chiesa as well. I need to start knowing how to do polls, man, because I think when I even tried on here, bloody it didn't work. For some reason, it didn't work. I need to start getting used to doing these polls. Because on my screen I can't do it. Let me see. Let me see, because I always like to do polls. And wait, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Let's see if it's even possible for me to do it. Nah. Never mind. Technology for the young ones. Yep. Look, I'm gonna have to check that up. That's one thing that I am definitely gonna have to check out and see what's the issue with this. Why can't we do it? And I'll take it from there. But yeah, yes, some people are saying we need him now. We do need him now, but I think we can wait. No point waiting. Look, we have to wait. It's Alexander Isak. It's not, you're talking one of the best strikers in world football. And just to say, don't sign him because we can't wait 3 months, for me, doesn't make sense. We saw PSG be absolutely shite for 4 months last year. Literally, scraped through the Champions League, and they had to play, scraped through it, and yet were probably the best side I saw play football I've seen for a long, long time, because they made one signing, and that was Kvaratskhelia. When he came in, that team just clicked, and it became a proper beast. We saw how good they were. We know how good we were, but we saw how good they were at Anfield. Sorry, especially at the India away leg. I thought I've not seen a team do that to Liverpool for a long, long time. They literally outplayed us and should have battered us. But I don't know how we escaped that away leg with a 1-0 win. It was one of the biggest smash and grabs that I've seen for a long time. So yeah, I'm more. I would definitely wait. You can't. You have to wait. This is an interesting one. Isak, Semenyo, Gay. Semenyo signed a new contract this summer. I can't see Semenyo leaving now. They've lost too many players, and that won't happen. Can we get Baleba? Right. Can we get him? Yes. Will we get him? No. Can we get him? Yes, because we've got a load of money. Will we get him? No, because I think the midfield area is an area that we will sort out next week. Sorry, next week, next year. I think we'll just about survive it. We can't do everything in one summer. We've sorted out our defense. Hopefully, with Mark Gay coming in, Kirkes, Frimpong, Leone, brilliant, and we're bringing Gay. That's an unbelievable, not overhaul, but we've added to our defense. The forward line, we've lost a few, we've brought in a few. Isak comes in with one more. We've smashed that out. Next summer is the summer of Baleba and Wharton. We get one of them too. I have no. I don't think Wharton leaves this summer. No chance. Palace have told Wharton, you ain't leaving this summer. We ain't losing Mark Gay. We ain't losing Eze and you in one summer. Not happening. So I think he accepted. They said, okay. He accepted that he will stay. And then what will happen is the big clubs will come in for Adam Wharton next summer. It's funny, innit? Because when I mentioned Adam Wharton, I was willing to pay a lot of money for this player. I got cooked for it, saying, why would you pay that amount of money? Adam Wharton is a baller, mate. Adam Wharton is, number one, he's English. He's a baller. He's a proper footballer. His passing is one of the best passing you will see from a midfielder. I'm not trying to just take the piss here, guys, but I think in the midfield, he's arguably one of the best passers in the world in the position that he plays in. Who's a better passer? You could probably say, in that position, who plays the way he plays. There ain't many out there. Trust me, there is not many who are good enough to come, receive, release, and play the passes that he does. He's a brilliant, brilliant footballer, and I honestly adore Adam Warren. I love Baleba too. Look, I think Baleba's a brilliant, brilliant footballer. He possesses a physicality. He reminds me, he can get up and down. Reminds me of a Kante, can get up and down, and a bit of Caicedo. He's got that crunch in a tackle. He can cover ground. Both players make sense. If I had to choose one, I'm an Adam Wharton fan. I'm an Adam Wharton fan. I love Baleba, and to be fair, I think at the start of last summer, when Avi and Asim, these guys were saying they would go for physicality over Zuba-Mendi, they'd want sorry, they were saying they want Zuba-Mendi, and I wanted Baleba. I wanted physicality, but I think the way we play now, I think Wharton bangs for us, man. Wharton just sits there and pings. He'd be the architect between getting them balls to our forward players, especially with Florian Wirtz in the 10. I think he's a brilliant player. And of course, granted, we might get stung sometimes in certain games, but as a footballer, he's brilliant. And I love the way he plays the game. Question: next summer, it's either Wharton or Baleba. Who do we go for? Because 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I'm sure, was it at the start of the summer, we asked this question, and everybody, well, not everybody, I think 80% or between 70 to 80% were saying Baleba. Just as the summer's gone and more people have seen Wharton play, because Wharton wasn't great last season because he wanted to move, he didn't get it, he had that World Cup. Now people are actually beginning to see how good Wharton is. Look, wow, there's a lot of, this is exactly why I asked the question. A lot of Wharton shouts. Of course, you're going to get Baleba, but now it seems like it's Baleba over Wharton for me. Wharton next summer. Nice hat and sweatshirt. Vardy shite. A lot of Wharton shouts. A lot of Wharton shouts. And again, I had a feeling this was going to happen because Wharton has been playing really, really well. At the start of the last season, he wasn't great. He wasn't the same. He had an injury, but at the end, I saw Wharton play and I thought, wow, this guy's back to his best. Season before that, he was brilliant. Now we are speaking about him in the same sort of, the level that I thought he would get to. And in a year's time, he would be unbelievable. He will play for Palace. There's no doubt Wharton's going to be in that England squad. If he has a decent season, he will be in that England squad. And if you ask me, when I look at their deep-lying midfielders, he plays for me. He plays in that position for me. How do we fit in Wharton? We make sure we fit in Wharton. There is a place for Adam Wharton in this tide, and you have to make it work because Gravenberch is good. His passing isn't as best, but in terms of Wharton, central progression, being able to pass the ball out, Gravenberch doesn't possess the passing ability that Wharton possesses. He's press resistant. He calms the play. He keeps us going. He ticks you along. He's more Grav is definitely, I think, more press resistant. Grav can drop a shoulder like nobody can. Grav's a brilliant footballer, and I would love for him to for Liverpool to get either. I'd be really, really happy with. But I'm more on the Adam Wharton train. I've been on his train for a while, and I would still spend £100 million on him because I think bringing in a player like him and missing out on 15, 20 over the sake of 15, 20 million, you've got a baller in that position for 10 years who's English, and we need to bring in a player that's English, especially over the next year or two. I'm more on the Wharton train. But guys, it's been a good one. We are definitely on to. Actually, are we on tonight? I'm not 100% sure if we are on tonight, guys. I will have to wait. We will have to wait and see. wait and see, because I think we've got a bit of a program. Asim's got a bit of a program for his nephew's wedding, so I might be busy there. But guys, it's been a pleasure. Smash that like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Let me check if we hit that 4.3. I don't know if we did or not. Let me just quickly check. Guys, I'm sure if something breaks tonight, I can't see us not going. I think we will go at some point. So we will be I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know if we are going on tonight. But yeah, big up to everyone. We will hopefully see you all tonight. Take care and goodbye.